About 10 months ago, Islamist extremists seized much of northern Mali, imposing Sharia law and raising fears the area could become a terrorist haven. After they began pushing south, France intervened at the request of Mali's government.
The joint French-Mali force was joined by regional troops in a larger effort against those rebels. VOA correspondent Idrissa Fall has just returned from northern Mali, where he reported on the fighting firsthand. Let's check that out.
France has reported successes in its mission and is planning in the next few weeks to withdraw all troops.
They have retaken all the major cities which was controlled by Islamists. That is a good part of it. They took Kona, they retook Jabali, they retook Timbuktu, they retook Gao, Ansongo, Kidal. All those cities were under control of Islamists and rebels. France took it in 3 weeks. That's very good. But beside Kona and Jabali, there were kind of no fighting. These guys, they disappear in the nature. Nobody knows where they are. And French know that. Even though they claim they killed hundreds of Islamists, the big fishes of these Islamic groups like Mokhtar Belmokhtar, Abu Zaid, even Aliou Mahamar, who was terrorizing the population of Gao, all those guys, they disappeared. Nobody knows where they are.
So what happens now when France leaves?
They will bring in some African troops, even within the UN mandate. But African troops, you see, they are coming very, very slowly. So,
and why is that?
Well, I don't know. I can say that African, they promise thousands of soldiers and whatever. If I take my own country, Senegal, they promise 500 soldiers. They send only 50. Same for Togo, 40. The other problem is, you know, the Pentagon was training the Malian army. One of the Malian soldiers who was trained by the US is the one who did the coup in Mali. Everybody knows that this is a very complicated issue. And US now is trying to place drone in Niger to surveillances for the Al-Qaeda guys, the bad guys. But I think this will take a long time to build good government. When I was in Bamako, the policemen are harassing people on a daily basis, worse than the rebels. And they were supposed to protect them. They were supposed to even do a daily control, who is who. They don't do that. They ask for your papers, you give money, you go. They arrest your car, and those kind of things, I think it will take years to build it.
You talked too about neglect of the people. You have people who were victims of amputations by the extremists who are sleeping on the streets.
That is another example. These two kids, you know, when they cut their hands in Gao and in Ansongo, I remember Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, to quote them, brought them in front of cameras like this one, saw their hands amputated. The whole world saw that horror pictures. And then when I arrived in Bamako, I look at these kids, they're sleeping on the streets. No food. Living, they even don't have $1 in their pocket. So I think human rights, it's good to talk about it, but when people live in those kind of situations, a little help to live, I think, would be a good thing. But
from the international community.
It did not happen.
Yeah. What about the case, your unique case of working for a U.S. news organization? Is that something that you were able to be vocal about, or did you have to try to hide that?
Well, I had to, for my own survival, because, you know, those Islamists they are talking about, they would like to have some American hostages. So when I was there, really, I will go low profile about my passport or which country do I come from.
So you were able to blend in pretty well then with the other journalists?
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, now,
locally, you know, I have the local color, so.
So that worked out.
Yeah, and it worked out. And it was less dangerous because, you know, when you are white there, you take a risk because they make money kidnapping people, And it gives them also a lot of publicity, you know, because yes, we grab some guy. The first day we'll put it on the air. We kidnap a French guy or an American guy. They love that. After that, they will ask for money or they will kill you.
Our thanks to Idriss for those insights. Idrissa Fall with VOA's French to Africa service.